Hello everyone, this is the new Chery Tiggo Cross and we're here to see, can this captivate the market? We are,
but this is just on a whole new level.
Tiggo.
This is a performance car after all, so you'd expect it to be a lot more rough in terms of ride.
Reactions.
Yo!
Reviews.
Handmade engineering underneath this monster.
Messing around.
4 liters of fuel. Eugene, you're paying for this.
It's crazy. I'm not gonna have enough.
Like, comment, subscribe, enjoy. Now before we get started with this video, I'd just like to give a massive thank you again to Chery Indepth for providing us with the Chery Tiggo Cross. As you can see here, they have amazing cars, they have amazing coffee. Now check out their details, make sure you click the links down below. So guys, I will be talking about the design with the new Chery Tiggo Cross, but there's an interesting feature I want to show you. Now most other cars, you will have to pay an extra premium on this, but because this is a Chinese product, it is going to come standard. It's actually keyless entry. Now if I walk up, because I have the key in my pocket right here, I'm not even going to touch anything. It unlocks for you, which is a very cool feature to have. Speaking about the design of this car, this is the elite trim level, and the one way you can actually see that is with the new designed wheels. And for some reason, you have red brake calipers. I don't have that on my Renault. I don't know how a Chinese car has that, but I guess this is a new world, as I always like to say. The moving alongside here, you can clearly see that this is very much an evolved Chery Tiggo 4. What do I mean by that? You can see with the new designs over here with the arches, as well as this little bit of a side skirt, although it is nitpicking a bit, and as well as this rear 3/4 over here. Another design element I want to show you is actually the back end. With most new cars these days, many manufacturers are actually going to that one light bar to make it a lot more cleaner, a lot more sleek, and make it a lot more upscale. And I really do like that. You have the Tiggo badge over there, as well as the Cross badge on the alongside it. And then actually speaking about the front end, I like how they incorporated a little bit of Peugeot in it. What do I mean by that? With the lights, where it's almost looking like lion claws. I don't know if you can see that, but you will see it in a moment. They took 3 strakes over there, as well as with the DRLs going all the way down. I really do like that element.
Now we're at the back of the Chery Tiggo Cross, and I want to show you. Right, now back to the Chery Tiggo Cross. What we're going to show you is the boot space, and I wanted to show you this with all of the mess that we have inside here. It's a bunch of Christmas decorations that we have. So we just wanted to show you the fact that you can fit all the Christmas decorations that you need. Enough for, like, I don't know, your house, your mold, whatever. But you can fit all of that stuff in there, and you still have a spare tire under all of this, with your warning triangle over there and your repair kit. All of it is under there, and I'll fix this. But there is still a bit of a muck, but you can still, you know, put everything that you want in there.
Okay guys, we're now at the front end of the Chery Tiggo Cross. Now this is the Elite, so it has the DCT as well as the bigger engine. So speaking about the engine, of which you can't see, because Chery has taken the engine cover game to a whole new level. They've covered the entirety of the engine. This is really similar to something like a GT3, where you just can't see the engine. You just have to trust it's there, know the car's reliable enough that you don't have to look at it ever, and they've given you access to your windscreen wipers, your oil, your water, and underneath this little latch there is your battery. But now speaking about the actual figures of the car, this is a 1.5 litre 4-cylinder turbo with 108 kilowatts and 220 newton meters of torque. This means it's punchy enough to be economical, but also punchy enough to get around your daily traffic and the people that are too slow and get on your nerves when you're driving, which is a really good thing. But speaking about driving, we're gonna have to test it out for ourselves to see if this car really can match its interior and exterior with its driving quality. Okay guys, we are now in the Tiggo Cross, and I just wanted to say a few things before we actually set off, talking about a little bit of the features that the car has. Now the car won't allow you to actually set off if your doors are even slightly open, so make sure you close them firmly. It is wanting to be a German car really badly, which is a good thing. It also does have a lot of sensors on the seats, so if you leave like a purse or something on the seat without a seatbelt on,
It's going to think Casper the Ghost is inside.
yes, and it's going to warn you that there's someone there. But rather safety than no safety. It also has some assistance on the side here with detection for people coming on both sides. We have done a short, quick video to show you also when you put the indicator on, it has cameras that show you your rear view, your sides, as well as a 3D option as well before you turn the corners so that you know what's around you. Now, speaking about cameras, it does have a full 3D camera as well as sensors around the car, and it is really, really helpful. So let's actually set off and see how the car drives. So now I'm going to use the axle gauge. Okay, I need to switch the car on first. So switch it on with the button. Put it into drive, as simple as that, using this knob that's over here. Release the parking brake, and you're ready to go off. Now, starting off, the red brakes aren't the only thing sporty about this car. As you can see, just before I get going, these seats are like Jaguar F-Pace SVR bucket seats. Now, it isn't real leather, but it is really nice leathery materials. You would call it like a vegan leather or fake leather like that. But it is really, really comfortable. It also has a flat bottom leather steering wheel, which is insane, as well as adaptive cruise control. Now, that little jingle you heard there was a warning for the seat because it sensed something on our seat, just like we explained before. Now, this being a crossover is very spacious inside, especially in the driver's seat. And I know that Leto probably feels the same, and even Eugene.
Right. Yeah.
So, Eugene, let them know how you feel in the back.
Yeah, in the back, since Mateo just said this is a crossover, you are going to get a lot more space than something like a hatchback or even a sedan. Now, we did show a little bit of a display on how much space we have in here. I will incorporate that. And, well, there's really nothing else to say at the back. You do have a nice armrest, 2 cup holders, very nice leather seats. It's what you expect in a nice crossover like this.
Yes. Now, this car does go against something like a T-Cross, or something like a Grand Vitara from the Suzuki range, or an Urban Cruiser possibly from the Toyota range. But it's coming in at that 449,000 Rand mark, which is an absolute bargain in my opinion.
So guys, behind the wheel of the Chery Tiggo Cross, it is such an easy car to drive. I did put it in normal mode, so you really do feel everything is light, everything is easy. I won't be putting it into sport mode, or maybe I will. And off the bat, you can really tell like this is very much a nice daily driver. Now, I really haven't driven many cars in this segment, so this is pretty much the first one I have driven. But off the bat, I can clearly say it is really, really good. I don't know what the other boys feel like.
Yes, so coming from the back seat, now Eugene did speak about the back, and we have a short segment that we filmed to show you guys how spacious the back is. The car is really good to drive. Now, I have just driven it. Unfortunately, on 2 takes, the camera did cut out because it got very hot here because once again, Joburg's sun. So Eugene's going to take over from the slightly more dynamic driving up a longer straight here, and he can tell you a little bit about the pool because I have explained the power of the car.
It does,
but it is really good inside.
What?
The viewers will see.
Okay.
But in terms of the pull of the car, it's actually quite good, quite decent. It's not going to feel like a sports car or anything like that, but you know what? It's decent. You can tell that you can overtake a car pretty well on the highway.
Yeah, the torque is what helps it like get off the line quite a bit. And in cheap cars, a lot of the time, manufacturers just do not like putting torque in them. But now, because of this, it's actually pretty usable. Like, this is very much very usable.
Yes. And it's very well sized. I mean, Eugene maneuvered around some traffic a little bit there. It's obviously not as maneuverable as that right there, but it's still pretty good.
Yes, and going on about the torque, like Eugene said, now I did mention this, but the camera cut out before I could finish. This car actually has near enough the same torque as an Abarth. Now, sure, the Abarth is a lot lighter, but it means that this car is very, very nippy. It's very strong for what it is, for its size. And here's actually another competitor. It's a Kia Sonnet, if you were to look at it. Now, the Sonnet is a little bit smaller, a little bit cheaper feeling, but it's another thing you could look at other than this.
So what we're going to start off by doing is seeing the acceleration of this car. So I'm literally on the floor. That is a lot of delay, right?
Yeah, it does have a lot of delay. Oh my god.
Yes, you guys can probably see the gimbal trying to manage it because it actually has a little bit of front lift.
It does.
Which is very weird in a small, economical car, if I was to say.
The steering is incredibly light, but you know, I don't want to compare it to performance cars, but
You can't compare it to performance cars, bro.
I know I can't, but that's always my reference point in terms of handling and steering.
That's like apples to bananas. It doesn't make any sense.
But compared to like a Hyundai Venue, right? That car handling is actually a lot better than this. This car doesn't feel top heavy like what a Creta
Yes.
does, I don't know so much about the Toyota Starlets. They Eugene and Mateo obviously know more about that. But in terms of just driving around,
Oh, you're really pushing this.
but also you hear how like the torque comes in later.
Yes.
You know, there's a bit
Well,
of a
that's
lag
where
in this
I'll
car.
say that this car has very similar gearboxes to some of the other Chinese manufacturers or a lot of the newer cars of these days, where the DCTs actually aren't as quick as sports cars. Now, unfortunately, us being car guys, we compare everything to sports cars. Even our daily drivers, which is not right to them, are compared to sports cars. But it doesn't handle bad, especially compared to some of the Toyota products. And like I want to just reiterate all the time, this car is an economic car. It's an economy car. Economy CUV that's affordable, easy to use, and works well on the road. It's very easy to just go where you need. It gets you to where you need very comfortably, very easily. All this tech is very easily used. We've showed it before, but I'll show you again. It's actually on the display here. Oh, it's not on. I'm pressing random buttons. You press home, and everything is accessible right there. And then it's very simple to go into everything. Now, I don't know if it showed on the last video, but when you go in mode,
it has entered economy mode.
A Google Assistant voice
It
comes
has
on
entered sport mode.
to tell you exactly what is happening. Now, I will say, because I don't know again if it showed me saying this, so we're going to say it once more. Sport mode doesn't make a huge difference in terms of the weight of the steering, but it's not for that. This car is great at what it does. It's great at being an affordable, small, comfortable, economical crossover that is very affordable. It's, I mean, in its segment, it's going to be very hard to beat because, for instance, the keyless unlock and lock and keyless go is something that in a Range Rover costs over 300,000 Rand to option in some of the big Range Rovers.
So now that we're at the end of this wonderful review of the Chery Tiggo Cross, what do you think about it? Well, you really are getting a lot more things standard than something like a VW T-Cross, and I think I personally take this over a T-Cross. So I'd just like to give a massive thank you again to Chery Edenvale here. You can see the details down below. I've also put the stuff in the description box. And as well, if you like seeing reviews like this, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you for the next one. Hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.